Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump cuts hitting non-government jobs. Well, that didn't take long at all. Trump came out to say, quote, "I'm allowed to cut things that never should have been approved in the first place, and I will probably do that." This week, Trump also said, quote, "We'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected. They're going to be Democrats." He also described the things he was cutting as the Democrats' favorite projects. News has broke that Trump plans on scrapping $7.6 billion in grants that were headed to support energy projects in 16 states. All of those states voted against him in the last election. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. The Department of Energy said more than 200 projects were terminated. Everything from battery plants, electric grid updates, carbon capture, and even hydrogen tech is on the chopping block. Reporting says that the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy played a part in the cuts. That would be the office that recently had the news about a list of words that were no longer acceptable to use. Terms like climate change. I'll put a link to the video in the description. The projects are in California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington State. If you work in energy in those states, you might want to find out if the Republican Party just fired you. Governor Newsom indicated that including downstream effects, 200,000 jobs are threatened, just in California. A whole bunch of Republicans are about to learn that having a guy in the Oval Office that tries to pit Americans against each other and looks at things in terms of red states and blue states isn't going to shield them from the effects of horrible policies that destroy thousands of jobs. These are construction jobs mostly. I'm sure they're all Democrats. If you lose your job due to this, it wasn't the illegals. It wasn't the Dems. It wasn't trans people. It was Trump. He fired you. And the Republicans in Congress that could have stopped it did nothing but watch as your livelihood was destroyed. The problem with maintaining influence by constantly dividing Americans against each other is that to maintain that influence, you eventually have to start dividing off people who were supporters of yours. Construction workers all over the country are about to find out what soybean farmers learned. Trump doesn't care about you. You're a bargaining chip. Maybe he'll throw you some scraps from the billionaires' table, like he's considering with them, but probably not. Construction workers aren't as visible. There won't be as much pressure. The economic stats from the job he cost you will be recorded in blue states, and even though he caused it, he'll blame the governor. The billionaire celebrity, who I think is fundamentally disconnected from the interests and problems of most Americans, never really cared about you or bringing back blue-collar jobs. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.